Elevator to nightmare realm. I always thought the worst thing about my apartment was the perpetual smell of burnt toast in the hallway, but last night proved me very, very wrong. It started when I got home late from work, too tired to take the stairs. I pressed the button for my floor, 8. But the elevator rattled and stopped at 6.5, a floor that doesn't exist on the directory. I figured it was a glitch and almost didn't step out, but the doors opened to a quarter I never seen before, wallpaper peeling in thick, wet strips, lights flickering with a sickly green hue, and a faint humming that pressed against my skull. I should have pressed the close button, but my curiosity won. The hallway was impossibly long and seemed to stretch further the more I walked. Doors lined the walls, each marked with numbers that made no sense, symbols and shapes instead of digits. As I passed the first door, I heard whispering, so faint I thought it was my imagination. But the words were unmistakable: "Don't look back." My heart raced, but my feet kept moving, drawn by a sound at the end of the hall, a soft, persistent tapping, like fingernails on glass. I finally reached the last door, which was slightly ajar. Inside was a room identical to my own apartment, but everything was reversed, like a mirror world. On the couch sat someone who looked exactly like me, except their grin was stretched too wide, their eyes too dark. They turned to me and spoke in my voice, but there was no warmth, only hunger. "I've been waiting for you to come home." Panic surged, and I bolted back down the hallway, the tapping now a desperate pounding behind me. I dove into the elevator just as the doors shut. When I got to my real floor, my hands were shaking so hard I could barely unlock my door. Now, every time I ride the elevator, I see the 6.5 button flicker for a moment before it disappears. And sometimes, late at night, I hear tapping from the hallway, faint, insistent, and far too familiar.